Hi, I'm John Gray. This is part 3 of ADD and ADHD. We're going to explore how to heal the brain after you might have taken ADD, ADHD drugs. The same information applies to how you'd heal your brain after taking any dangerous drug, something like cocaine, for example. And let's take cocaine first, because when you take cocaine, you actually create the ADD brain, the ADHD brain. Cocaine will do it. Just as what does it for our children, it's certainly not our parents took cocaine, our kids didn't take cocaine. But as I said in part 1, when mothers have fluctuating blood sugar levels, high blood sugar at birth, during the gestation period, the baby will have high blood sugar, and that will cause inflammation in the baby's brain, which inhibits dopamine function. When they look at cocaine addicts, after they take cocaine, they do a brain scan, and they can see these are not cocaine addicts, just somebody for the first time taking cocaine. They measure what's called glucose absorption in the brain. For all brain function, you need fuel, so you need to absorb sugar. You need to absorb glucose. And so they measure the glucose absorption, they give the person cocaine, and right after that, they measure glucose absorption in the brain. And what they find is that there's a dramatic drop in the ability of the brain to absorb glucose. So you know how if you eat a cookie, a little sugar, you feel buzz in your brain, you feel, oh, that was good. Now you need like 10 cookies to get the same buzz. That's what cocaine does. Now if you don't use it for a long period of time, then gradually it comes back to you only need like 8 cookies or 6 cookies to get the buzz. But it automatically doesn't heal the brain. It heals it a bit. But there are things that we can actually take to cause the brain to heal faster. Now I recently saw on Dr. Oz show some research, they put it right up there, which is they said, real research showing ADD and ADHD is not just an excuse, but it's real. We all knew it's real, but it's real. And they showed that the brain scan of an ADD child versus an ADHD versus a non-ADHD child. And what they found is that ADD children, ADHD children, had a brain that didn't absorb glucose in different parts of the brain. Similar to almost the same picture that I saw with cocaine. So what you see is this is what the phenomena is in the brain, is when you can't absorb sugar in the brain, you can't give the brain the energy to make dopamine. Also, what's known is that one of the reasons the brain doesn't absorb sugar is because the brain becomes resistant to insulin. That's called insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is now known to be the precursor of diabetes. And now Alzheimer's as well is known. Alzheimer's is now diagnosed. Now they discovered that Alzheimer's is actually diabetes 3, diabetes of the brain, insulin resistance in the brain. The brain literally is not absorbing sugar at all. That's Alzheimer's. Now what ADD is the brain is absorbing much less sugar than usual, which then prevents the body from producing lots of dopamine. So, whoa, this is like amazing information. We need to understand that giving your children a drug like Adderall, Ritalin, first of all, the FDA says that's a Class C narcotic. It's the same thing as cocaine. So you don't want to be giving your child this. You're giving them Ritalin. You're actually making the problem worse. You're making their brain have less dopamine, so now they're addicted to their ADD drug. Now they say that many children, not all, but many adolescents stop taking their drug and don't need it. Why? Because now they're drinking 6 to 10 glasses of coffee a day, or they're drinking Mountain Dew. They've got their caffeine fix, they've got their Monster drinks, they've got their Starbucks. You know, basically, caffeine is a major dopamine stimulator. So now they just medicate themselves with caffeine stimulants, guarana stimulants, other stimulants, rather than taking their ADD, ADHD drug, or they get involved with dangerous activities. When you do dangerous activities or take a lot of risks, what that does is stimulate high dopamine levels. Or they become addicted to video games, become addicted to their computer, become addicted to their phone, or TV. All these things are high dopamine stimulators, and now they're teenagers, they have more choice in the rest of their life. But we realize these are actually they're medicating themselves for a problem, and it doesn't solve the problem, it makes it worse. So if you want your child, or you want to go off of any addiction, or you want to go off of your child, you're realizing, I don't want to be giving cocaine to my child, I don't want to be giving methamphetamines to my child, I don't want to be giving Adderall and Ritalin to my child, but you've been doing it. So now you know the solution is a good, easy to digest protein shake every morning, some cleansing, some mineral supplements. That's what I call the Mars Venus Wellness Solution. Add on to that, the add-on there is the grapeseed extract, the vitamin C. Now you need a high potency vitamin. Now the best vitamin supplement vitamin I've seen is something called Potential. They used it in a school where kids were low performing, which means they're all ADD, ADHD to some extent, inhibited dopamine function. And they're misbehaving and all the big one of the biggest problem schools in the East Coast. They did a documentary on this, and boom, they gave them just this one supplement, Potential, which is all your vitamins plus variations from different substances of the same thing, which is in grapeseed extract. So that's in there. So this amazing product, they went from the lowest school to like one of the highest schools for the last 7 to 8 years. So this is amazing. Just 2 little pills, a good supplement, which is easy to chew, tastes like candy. That's called Potential. That's the best one I found. Plus you've got your grapeseed vitamin C supplement, which we talked about. You've got your wellness solution. So now you want to take them off of a drug. You've got to do some extra stuff then. And it's so simple what you do if you have got all your nutrients they need. So now the missing element, which is quite amazing here that nobody knows about yet it's been around for hundreds of years, is called chasteberry extract. Now, why does chasteberry extract help the brain restore normal dopamine function? Well, the reason chasteberry extract helps restore normal dopamine function is, first of all, why is it called chasteberry? Well, it's called chasteberry because the monks, for hundreds of years, they didn't have the opportunity for sex. They weren't supposed to have sex. And one of their biggest vices was masturbation. They would become addicted to masturbation. Masturbation is a massive dopamine stimulator, just huge. You'll see most people who have dopamine function masturbate a lot more than others because it can be so addictive. Internet porn, by the way, is a major dopamine stimulator. And so what happens is you get these monks, and someone discovered that take the extract of chasteberry, and which now you can get a little tincture, or you can get in capsules. Chasteberry would take away the need for excess stimulation, which is what all addictions are. And if you look at the scientific research on what chasteberry does, is it upregulates. It makes your dopamine receptor sites more sensitive, so now you don't need to make so much dopamine. So suddenly that need to jump out of an airplane to feel excited, you can just go for a walk and see some pretty nature, or solve a problem, or fix the plumbing, and you feel like, all right, good job, I feel great. You feel alive because you actually get more dopamine receptor sites. And they've seen this. This happens in a couple of minutes, literally a couple of minutes. It has many, many other benefits, taking chasteberry extract, but the ultimate here is you think, well, this makes people chaste. Actually, what it does, it just frees them from addictions, and people who are addicted to masturbation, suddenly they don't have that addiction anymore. They're not thinking about sex all the time. They're not going online to, I must have my internet porn and so forth. But what happens is the brain's receptivity to dopamine stimulation. You become more sensitive rather than desensitized. And so this is another extra ingredient that can help your child if you just get, it's like 6 drops 3 times a day of chasteberry extract, or a total of 200 to 300 milligrams of chasteberry in a day ought to help the brain very quickly restore normalness, as long as you've got those other nutrients. Take one of these things out of context and it's not going to work. You really need that foundation. You need that potential. You need that grapeseed extract, vitamin C, and then you add the chasteberry, and suddenly you've got a tremendous solution for helping the brain restore normal function.